Hello there, welcome to the basement. This video is an open letter to the production companies that handle the majority of our nerdy content. Those being Warner Brothers, Sony, Lucasfilm, Marvel, and Paramount for the Trekkies out there. Oh, and MGM for the Gators out there. Stargate, that is. I've got videos on them. Rabbit hole. Anyway, there right now in the world is, well, to put it bluntly, a whole lot of fuckery going on at this point in time. And obviously there's the war over in Asia with Russia and Ukraine. Here domestically we have the culture war, which is so pervasive nowadays. It's kind of bordering on insane. Like there's almost no escape. There's only three ways to escape any of the garbage going on these days. Reading, like a book, a novel, magazine. Well, probably not even a magazine because that's media. Just like reading a book. Fiction, nonfiction, doesn't matter. I'm a bibliophile. I love to read. So there's reading a book. There's playing games, be they tabletop RPG, video games, whatever, fucking checkers. Just games, because you can ignore the world playing a game. And of course, the one probably utilized, if not the most, then equally with gaming, but probably more often, movies. We are looking for escapism when we dive into a movie. We want to be entertained, and most importantly, we don't want to think about what's going on out there. So, for the love of anything you guys out there in the production companies consider sacred, please, just make good stuff. Just make stuff that slaps. We don't need experimentation. We don't need overt messaging. What we do need is content that is fun, provoking, thoughtful, and just overall entertaining. Like highly entertaining. Your stuff needs to slap, because if it's mid, you're going to start to lose the fandom, and then we're all just like, there's going to be bullshit fatigue. It's already happening. Like, people are getting tired. I'm getting tired. Like, everything going on is highly stressful. When I sit down and watch video content of any kind, movie, show, live action or animated, it doesn't matter, I don't want to be reminded in any way, shape, or form of what's going on out there. I'm trying not to think about what's going on out there. So just give me that. Give me a big, bombastic, if you're a comic book or sci-fi thing, give me big, bombastic fucking content that slaps. I mean, that's all any of us are asking for. I'm sure the majority of fans, no matter what side of the fence they sit on ideologically, I'm sure that's what everybody wants. All we want a little escapism. So, I mean, obviously, if you pay attention to what's been going on out there, at least Kevin Feige and Marvel is trying to fix what happened with Phase 4 and all that mid shit, with a few exceptions we got for like 2 years. Warner Brothers is kind of trying with the hiring of James Gunn and Peter Safran, but those two have made some whack decisions since they were hired in November. So who knows with that? And then there's Sony. For the love of God, please, if you're going to do Marvel stuff, don't do it without Feige. And here's why. Morbius. Bombed. You idiots fell for sarcastic memes and thought it was all of a sudden popular on the internet. And then you put it back out in theaters where it bombed harder again. Compare that with Spider-Man No Way Home, which was a Sony production, but it involved Kevin Feige. 1.9 billion worldwide. That is 1.9 billion. Almost 2 billion worldwide. Almost 900 million domestic. Cracked a billion around the globe. See the difference? Your shit's easily fixable. Just don't do it by your damn self. Call Kev. Whatever you want to screw with, fine. If it's Marvel, it's got to be Feige. As for Paramount handling Star Trek, I mean, just make it good. And don't screw with the canon too much, please. I mean, granted, Star Trek fans don't seem to be quite as insane as other fandoms, but, you know, just make it make sense and make it not screw with the, you know, Star Trek timeline that the Trekkies among us, including myself, are used to. Don't screw with Kirk. Don't screw with Picard. Never screw with Picard. Although I did love the first two seasons, and I'm probably going to love the third one. Again, sorry, squirrel moment. And then, of course, there is Lucasfilm. Purveyors of the largest sci-fi IP in existence, Star Wars. With a few exceptions, Lucasfilm, you've been giving us mid to crap for just a little over 6 years now. And if you look at your viewership numbers, you can see it. The brand is eroding. I don't know why you're in fucking denial. I don't know why anyone's in denial about the erosion of Star Wars as a brand. There are reasons for it. Lack of respect for George Lucas and his story is probably the biggest one. Heavy-handed messaging. Now, real quick, let me. I've mentioned messaging a couple times, and I've made sure to use heavy-handed in the phrasing, because a little bit of messaging thrown in, as long as the content itself slaps, is not going to matter. And when I say messaging, I'm including messaging catering to either side, just to be clear. Okay? But we don't need heavy-handed messaging. We don't need to be slapped in the face with your ideals. We don't. Because that's half the shit we're all trying to get away from when we watch a movie. So, respect George's stuff, knock off the heavy-handed messaging, learn how to deal with your fans, because the division in the fandom is a reasonably fair chunk instigated by you and your jackass PR department. Not accepting valid criticism and just calling any critics of your stuff ists who participate in isms. And while that is true for some, it is a very small contingent. Okay, maybe not that small, but it's still a minority. A percentage-wise, still a pretty small minority. Loud as fuck. But overall, when you throw all of us into that mix, you're going to piss off, well, first of all, you're going to piss off all the people you're talking about. But those of us who are not even engaging in that garbage. We're just offering constructive criticism because your writing sucks, maybe, or your photography sucks, or the directing sucked. You know, we're bitching about the shit that matters. We're bitching about story. We're bitching about production value. We're bitching about acting. We're bitching about writing. You know, that's the shit that matters. So don't include people who are levying valid criticisms in with that small minority of assholes that really should just go back to the fucking dark web where they belong. But, so, again, Marvel, Lucasfilm, Sony, Paramount, MGM. Well, first of all, MGM/Amazon, get off your ass, quit fucking around, and give me some goddamn Stargate. That's number one. And number two, do all that shit I said when you finally get it out. But please, I beg you, just make good slapping content that will appeal to the broad majority of fandom and fans. From the Department of Redundancy department, that one was. That's all I got. Just be better and make content that slaps. And the fandoms will mostly come together. There's always going to be outliers. That's just life. But your fandoms will come together. Your numbers will go up, both in money and views. Like, it's really a simple key to success. So just please do it. Now, with that being said, pretty please throw a thumbs up on this video. Please engage me in the comments. Number one, I like engaging with people. I like engaging in civilized discussion, polite discussion. So engage with me in the comments, like the video, subscribe if you like this, check out my other videos. And if you never, ever share any other video of mine, please share this one. They're not getting the message. Granted, I'm just a dude in my basement, like my handle says, but I feel like overall, not to sound haughty or prideful or anything, but I feel like I represent, or I am a good representative for the thinking of most of the fandom. And they need to hear us. So we got to get something viral. So why the hell not make it mine? Share this out. Let's get this message going to those studios. Just make good stuff. So, like, comment, share, subscribe, because I'm always looking to be entertaining if at all possible, and share the stuff I care about and the stuff you care about too, if you are a fellow nerd. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you agree. If you disagree, that's cool. You know, we're all people. We all think our own thoughts. But if you agree with my thoughts, again, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And like I always say, there's always a good time to be had when you're chilling in the basement.